Hello, junior high. So here we are getting to our rhythm project. The rhythm project that I've chosen for you guys, it just uses paper and pen and maybe marker. I These projects and the examples I'm going to show you are artwork that really exemplifies, really emphasizes rhythm. Oh, there we are. Excellent. Okay. Exemplifying rhythm. So I'm going to show you the examples that I made. And then I'm going to show you some more examples on Pinterest. And I can post some of those pictures and whatnot here below. If there's anything that you see on my Pinterest page that I didn't post below, just shoot me a note and I'll post that for you. Okay. How this is going to work is I want you to do, I'm going to explain the project today. And by the end of this week, I want to see your planning done for your project. So the assignment for this week is to do your planning, to get your piece of paper and to plan out your main lines or your main sections. That will make sense when you see the project. And then next week, the whole project is due. But if you're sitting there and you got all your supplies and you just want to work through it this week and turn the whole thing in by the end of this week and have nothing to turn in next week, that's perfectly fine. You can work ahead. Sometimes it's easier just to sit down and get her all done. Okay, art is one of those things that you can kind of get in the groove of, and you want to keep your groove on and not have to get back into it later. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so I cut my hair anyway. Don't matter if the salons are all closed if you've been cutting your hair for a decade. So these projects, let's go ahead and do this one right here. My examples, I have done these examples on a half a sheet of paper. Okay. So what these have some element that is repeating. I kind of like using both a marker and a pen because I have the two different levels of thickness and boldness kind of create an emphasis and kind of help you to see the two different parts. If you only have a pen or only have a marker or something, that's totally fine. Use what you got, right? So you have this one element of something repeating and kind of creating a rhythm with these circles, and then you have a kind of a second layer of it of these inner pen marks. Okay. So these were just circles and then spirals inside the circle. Here I used a ruler and I made kind of like a flowing pattern where my lines kind of crisscross like this. They aren't like a flat grid. They kind of angle as they go. Okay, and my spirals, I did kind of some customization with the spirals. Here I kind of have them off-centered. See how they're wider here and scrunched to there. Okay, I kind of did that on the top half. On the bottom half, I kind of have some arcs and some roundy ones. They can be roundy, they can be crispy, right? Okay. My examples I did on a half sheet because I had to make 6 of them, right? Yours will be on a full sheet of paper. So these are just some examples. I will get into some specifics later. I just want you to see the type of thing I want you to be working on. Okay. These things here are a little bit more organic. Let's hold that the right side up, Mrs. Sulzer. So here, with a Sharpie, I kind of have some mountain lines, and I've just repeated some lines over and over again here, and that kind of creates a kind of flowing rhythm of the ground. Same thing with the sun. Note how they're not all evenly spaced. I can have them thicker and thinner and thicker and thinner and whatnot across, and that kind of creates like it's almost like sunshine is like radiating out, kind of like ripples on water, you know, like the sun kind of radiating out. Okay. Up here was a little flower shape. It turned out 7,000 times better than I thought it would, because I was just whipping through that like I didn't care, because it was 11 o'clock. Anyway, so we have kind of like these repeating shapes of flowers and some lines here. Now, something I will say, when it comes to something like this, focus. Okay, evenness of lines and doing things the same way, having sharp corners throughout, having an even spacing throughout, that helps this look cool and neat. Okay, slightly organic, but cool and neat. When it came to doing this type of drawing, I did not want to be even and even and even. I wanted each line to be its own individual line, and I'm just drawing each line as its own thing, right? Versus this is drawing. I don't know how to explain that any differently. Okay. This one here is using a ruler. I have time-lapse videos of all of these. Okay. Some of them, these ones are longer videos. It's like 10 minutes. These ones ended up only being like a minute and a half. I think I did them a little bit too fast, but they are quite simple. Okay. So here I try to demonstrate, you can see how I have these marks, okay, that when you're using a ruler and you're making your lines, you want to make your lines so that you are revealing the line, scoot this way, draw your next one, scoot this way, okay? You don't want to draw your line and then scoot your ruler on top of it, scooting your ruler on top of it. Because if you're scooting your ruler on top of the line you just drew, you're going to be doing a lot of smearing. A second thing I will say, helpful hints. Show these to you again. Okay. Go this way or that way, I don't know. For this top one, I used a gel pen. And with this ruler, because of how these lines really kind of stack up on top of each other, the gel pen was too juicy. Okay, the gel pen was great for something like this where the lines do not overlap each other at all. Okay, and here you just want, with a gel pen, you want to dab it, like when you're done, before you erase any lines, you want to like take a Kleenex or something, paper towel, and try to dab off any wet ink. You don't want to smear any wet ink. But gel pens, they're nice, they're black and even, but they can be a bit juicy, that you might want to use just a standard ballpoint pen if you're going to be doing something that gets intensely dark. Okay. So those are my 3 sets of examples of what you're going to be doing, kind of 3 different styles there. This one here is very geometric. Okay. This one is somewhere in between geometric and organic. And these here are very organic shapes. Okay. What I expect on Friday is for your planning to be done. And what your planning is going to look like is, say, for this bubble drawing. See this piece. Okay. What I have done here is I have a border around the edge. I personally like a border around the edge. If you don't want a border, that's fine. Just make sure that you protect the table from drawing off the edges. Okay. But I draw, and it is just hand drawn. Okay, border around the edge, about 1/4 of an inch. And then a bunch of circles that I have traced in pencil. Okay. All of these dark lines you'll see on my videos they're all done in pencil first. Draw it in pencil first, okay? That way you can make your mistakes go, ooh, I don't like that, and fix it before you get out a marker or a pen. So this is a circle that I traced around, a yogurt cup or a salad dressing sort of thing. Traced it around it in pencil. And then when I go to Sharpie that in, I'm going to just simply trace my circle. I don't need to get my, whatever it is I trace around it. I don't want to get Sharpie on this. It's so precious. No, I don't know what you're tracing, but you don't want to get Sharpie on it. And the Sharpie can smear and you don't know where your lines begin and lines end or whatever. It's just nice if you made any tracing mistakes here that you can go ahead, you can see them and you can fix them when you're drawing. Like right here, I have see that overlap? Okay, I can just fix it when I draw it in Sharpie. All right. That's what I expect at the end of this week is planning in pencil. Planning in pencil. Okay. If you want to go ahead and ink it this week, you can. That way you don't have to worry about it next week. Otherwise, at the end of next week, I expect the inked version. Some other things that you might need. So when I did this here, I put it on top of a piece of cardboard, and a lot of these I actually put several pieces of scrap paper underneath it. Okay, I put it on top of cardboard, and I just have a sewing pin. I didn't find a push tack until later, but to do this, I put a stab right into there. Okay, and then use my ruler. I made measurements around the edge so that they are nice and even. Okay, and whatnot. But here as well, I put push pins in the corners and made these patterns with my ruler. Okay, so push pin and a ruler, things to trace. These are the things that you might possibly need. If you are going to be drawing on, because this, you could very easily draw this right off the edge and have it look cool without any kind of border. Just about everybody's getting a free, you get the Buke Advertiser, right, or some kind of free newspaper, junk mail, seed catalogs, or whatever. Go ahead and unfold that and place that on your table to protect your table, okay, so you don't get markers on your table. Cardboard as well if you're going to be stabbing through with a pen. Okay. If you guys have any questions, leave them below. I am going to some examples. Let me show you some examples here. Okay. All right. Actually, I think I'll make a different video of just examples, so you can just watch the video of examples. I'll do that. If you guys have any questions, like I said, leave a comment. I get comments in from Google Classroom very quickly on my phone, and I can get back to you quickly. If you give me an email, if you send me an email, that's fine. I only check my email every several hours, so it'll be a much longer reply if you email versus if you leave a comment anywhere on Google Classroom.